Alright, today we're making double-walled cups, two of them. And we're going to do a pattern that I used to do a lot of, which is completely punched out. I stopped doing them for a few reasons. A huge factor was honestly laziness. They take a really long time and the success rate is really low compared to my flower pattern. And I was noticing they weren't selling as well. So I kind of stopped a little bit. But I want to put a couple in to the next couple firings that are kind of the original thing. So we'll go from there. It's currently freezing in my studio. It's 23 degrees in here, so it's chilly. I have a fire going, but I only have a few logs, so I don't want to waste them. So we're just gonna try to burn through these pots as fast as we can. It should take us about an hour and a half to do these two pieces. Canceled my class today just because I don't have enough wood to heat my space properly. And we had an ice storm, so I can't go out and cut wood down and kind of restock in here. So I'm hoping it's going to be 40 next week, so I'm going to be able to go into my woods and cut down a couple trees and stock up some wood for the rest of the cold season. I hope. The problem is that it's supposed to be raining those days, so I'm gonna do it still, but it's not gonna be super fun. But that's okay. Quite as thin as I want. So the cool thing about this clay body is that it is translucent when it's fired with like a celadon or something kind of akin to a celadon. So these double-walled pots are really fascinating when you add a light behind them because you can see the light through and the dots and the piece. And so you get this really cool dot pattern on the inside or outside depending on how you're looking at the pot, which is pretty cool. So we're using 425 grams for the exterior here. And the interior, doesn't really matter that the top is messed up on this one. The interior will be 400 grams. So, because I knew you guys were curious about that. So here we're gonna go to the undulating part. We're gonna do two of these pieces, mostly because I have a feeling I'm gonna mess up on one of them. So I wedged out two pieces of clay. And the idea here is that I want a very intentional collapse. That's the look that I like on my cups. So what it does is, when you're using them functionally, it pretty much means that you can hold on to the pot wherever you want, which is pretty cool. Yo, how are ya? Now, this clay body is really bad at the moment, and it's now cracking on the inside. It doesn't matter though, because again, this is the exterior layer of this double-walled piece, so if the inside decides to be a little bit annoying to us, we're not gonna have the worst time in the world. I can always patch it. We want it just to be stable enough that I can put holes through it, because this is going to be the thank you, couple years of practice. Do you do pottery yourself? I do want this to be somewhat stable. It's this edge here. You can see how sharp that is. It wasn't my intention. I threw it poorly, to be honest. I wonder if I can do this, if this is gonna break it or not. I'm just gonna lower the hip and curve it, if I can. And maybe that'll give it some more support. There we go. There we go, got rid of all the issue. So, am I okay? Never. Emotionally, physically, never. Always teetering on this, on the whatever of blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna use a torch a bunch. It's gonna sound really horrible. I apologize. This just speeds up the process so we can make 2 of these in an hour and a half versus having to wait 2 days. Yeah, I like this one. It's gonna be nice. So I'm sort of bummed that I can't play music with you guys. I really like having music playing while I'm doing a live stream, but I won't be able to post it to my wall if I do that. So I get to listen to it, but sadly you guys can't. You gotta pay me for that. I'm not cheap. Making demands without doing anything. That's what I say to you. Gotta pick a more interesting format for YouTube too. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. They're called a potter. A ceramicist is someone who does stuff. I can't remember what the actual actual whatever thing is, but a ceramicist is the study of the clay body itself, I think, and pottery is this. So I'm not a ceramicist, I'm a potter. Though I do mess with clay too, so. You're right, I can't make it, not for free. Hi, how are ya? I only put out for cash, man. Don't try to ask for free stuff. All right, so the idea here is we're torching everything except this very top section because we're gonna throw an interior section that's gonna place inside and then we're gonna throw together the 2 tops. But before we do that, we're gonna throw 2 exterior sections and then we're gonna do the top section, the inside section. Yeah, I'm not opposed. It's okay, it's all right. It seemed like it. You made a demand right off the bat. And then I asked for some money and then you said I couldn't do it. Where's my money? Sounds like someone's scared to donate some cash. I'm glad you think it's kinda cool. I feel like a lot of people find it moderately therapeutic. I don't find it therapeutic, but how much, what do you mean by how much? How much clay am I using? Or how much does it cost to buy this, the thing I'm making? Or are you asking how much the wheel is? Or are you asking how much for the to make the thing that you're asking? Cost of what? Yeah, a torch is a huge thing that people don't use, but it's mainly because craft centers, if you don't have your own studio, don't really allow them. They're a fire hazard, so. You could use a heat gun, though. What am I drinking? I'm drinking puer. And why is the text so small on Instagram, or where are we, YouTube? Why is it so small here? Me? Better than Demi Moore? I don't know who Demi Moore is. Also, man, you're clearly being very obtuse. You got to tell me what cost of what. What are you asking me? Hi, hi. Sure is. Always nice. You know what I'm liking about YouTube right off the bat? It's a lot more like toxic than the other ones, and so I get to have a little bit more fun here. I'm gonna have to check it out because I like trying to read the comments on this thing is crazy. This, it's gonna cost you $200 shipped. A double walled cup for me of this size. And that doesn't include taxes if that's applicable in your state. Good. Glad you're into it. On my website, there should be a link in my bio here. I got a few of the smaller ones that are a little bit cheaper. But they're all on my website. What I have left, at least. I wish I could play music for you guys at all. I'm listening to music right now, but they're gonna flag me if I listen to music on here. Good, I'm glad you can. I ship anywhere USPS ships to. It's just gonna cost you a bunch of money. Shipping to India, I think the last time I shipped to India, it was USPS First Class International cost me $38. So, factor that in. And then just message me which one you're looking at. And if you actually want to buy it, I'll change the listing to India so you can actually grab it. International shipments I don't like to have just up on my website because they cost a lot of money, and I like to have a conversation with the person before. Good, I'm glad you're liking it without the music. Hugh, no I haven't. You almost got me there. That was good, I enjoyed that. Yeah, my hands get messed up. No, like I said, the item's $200. Shipping would be $34 or $38 to India. But I mean, 200 is less than 38, so. All right, that looks messed up, right? Good. All right, we're gonna torch it again. Art school didn't do well for my math skills, so it is that you're right. I think you are right. About 10 years or so, I've been making pottery, and I've been doing this full time since 2018. And again, the torch just speeds up the drying process, otherwise we'd just be done for the day. What you see, Joshua? Say, Joshua? Like I said, these comments are minuscule. This is the worst reading I've had. I thought Instagram was bad, but this is awful. Yeah, this is also porcelain. I'm not a huge fan of slip casting. It's a little too... It's fine. I'll stop there. I was about to say something mean. Well, I'm used to TikTok, which has huge font, and less toxic people. This is much more fun toxicity wise, but oh my god, the fact that I have to lean in every second, it's driving me insane. Oh really? Okay, after I do this stream, I'm gonna turn them on because it's blowing my mind. I appreciate that, thank you. And I say this in a loving, caring, and appreciative way. Is YouTube Live like just a way more toxic, like incel riddled environment? Just out of like TikTok and Instagram? From what I'm telling. Sure is. This is not ceramics. We're doing pottery here. The twisted tea, blah. It's all about the puer, man. Gotta get this. Look at that color. Gorgeous, delicious. I'm totally spoiled on tea. I spend like $250 a month on tea now. It's an addiction. This tea dealer of mine hooked me up years ago and then cut me off about a year ago. And so I went 8 years from getting free tea every month. And it just kind of blah. Yeah, this one's definitely not a cheap hobby. Yeah, no, I'm for the troll. It's like, so when I started streaming, I started on Periscope years and years ago. This one's not undulating enough, but maybe we'll like it later. And it was just disgusting, the culture there, and I loved it. I'm not saying I like people being trolly, but it's much more exciting than just asking questions about pottery. Like, who wants to talk about pottery? Not me, that's for sure. I mean, I'll ask, ask away, but tea dealers are where it's at. You guys should definitely check them out. Whispering Pine Tea, Traverse City, Michigan. So we're at 3.5 inches. Perfect size. Couldn't be, if it was any bigger, it'd be ridiculous. Yeah, I have 2 electric kilns and I built a wood kiln in 2019. So 3.5 inches tall, and then the interior dimension of this bottom part is about that. And what do I need? I need a new bat. Accidentally? I lick stuff all the time. You're a sicko, you know that? Asking people to lick stuff. Arms on the side? Yeah, I taught a lot of kids over the years, and the biggest thing is like, they always make fun of like pretending to eat the clay, and I'm always just like, eat it. Let's all just sit down and just eat the clay. It doesn't taste like anything. Clay is more of a texture. It just tastes like sand in your mouth. This is porcelain, so honestly, it doesn't even have much texture. What's up? How are you? It's kind of just like, bleh. Come on, buddy. I didn't wedge this clay, so I can't click my screen to see which messages are being held for review, but I assume they're super exciting messages. What am I doing? I think we're doing this. You should just follow him on Instagram and just look at what he looks like. He's such a great guy. He's the funniest dude. And then you make the decision if you think he's an arms dealer too. Nice. That's solid. I just I just dropped $60 on 3 ounces of oolong the other day. This really beautiful, like spring, delicious oolong. It was very reminiscent of this oolong I used to buy out in Oregon called Spring Blossom Oolong. All right, that's the width we need, and then height, where are we at? Oh my God, perfect height. So all we need to go out is the width now. And so I'm gonna measure the top real quick. Really kind of like buttery floral notes. It's really delicious. Me? Good at pottery? Nah. I just started today, so first day on the job. We'll see how far I go. Should apply to more like shows and stuff this year. I just don't really want to. I've applied and gotten a lot of the ones that you don't actually have to send your stuff to. I was Ceramic Monthly's Emerging Artist in 2024, and I got some other cool things. But like, I like those ones because you don't have to send your work. You can just send like photographs and stuff. Because you always lose a ton of money on the shipping and everything. Plus, they always take like 40%. It's crazy. I don't understand. But again, I went to a Waldorf high school, so I'm not the, maybe the best on jokes. Was there a joke there, or was it, why'd you slap me? What's wrong with licking your hand? Am I missing something? Your daughter should. It's really expensive to get into, though, if you want, like, nice stuff. You can get, like, those cheap Bever wheels. They're, like, $180 will set you up. They're kind of trashy, though. I hear they break pretty quickly, but they're cheap, way cheaper than the wheels I'm using, so there's a plus there. If you're feeling it, that's all that matters. I don't ever recommend getting really good tea, because if you start drinking good tea, it's really hard to go back to grocery tea, which is not saying it's not bad. I'm just saying that sometimes it's nice to be happy with where you're at there. Otherwise, you're going to be like me and spending $200+ on tea every month. You guys should have seen my mouth yesterday. I was working on a whistle. I'm just constantly blowing on these little tubes of clay. My mouth was just white for like hours. Peppermint's great. How am I doing? I'm doing great. And we're making two double-walled cups. We're using 92700 porcelain. It's a cone 10 porcelain aluminum fire to cone 12 from Hill Pottery. That's kind of what I hear. I hear it does okay, but I hear the bearings are kind of trashy on it, so it starts making a lot of sound, and I hear like long term they're not super great, but you know, for that price, you know, that's, I mean, these wheels brand new at this, if you went to buy them now, I bought these everything when it was much cheaper, years and years ago, but I think these wheels right now are like $1,700 if you want to buy them new. I'm losing it. And kilns are crazy expensive. Like a cheap scut is like gonna set you back $2,700. Kind of insane on the prices these days. I got my little used kiln for $700 to get one of my electric kilns. nice things about being, I'm not younger anymore, but when I was younger and I was doing this full time or starting off, is that anybody in the area knew that I was a potter, had gear that they didn't want anymore, they would give it to me. So I, over the years, amassed like quite a bit of different kilns and wheels and things, and I then would just pay it forward and just give it to the people who looked like they were trying to do it more professionally. And so I've given away so many kilns and so many wheels over the years. The one thing I'm not taking anymore is kick wheels. Like I get maybe like, not so much anymore, but I used to get messages maybe once a month asking if I wanted to pick up a kick wheel to get, store or whatever. They're like 500 pounds. I couldn't get rid of them. The most expensive part, definitely buy used equipment. If you can get a nice old Shimpo, they're awesome. If you can get a nice old Scut, they're awesome. Good, I'm glad you're into it. Yeah, so expensive-wise, getting you set up is pretty expensive. I mean, if you wanted top-of-the-line stuff, so for example, brand new, these are like 1,700 bucks, these wheels. A kiln that's okay size is gonna put you back around, like, let's say taxes and everything, you're probably gonna be spending around $3,100 for that. And then if you want a nicer kiln, like I have a wood kiln, and a wood kiln, it put me back $14,000. And that was when bricks were cheaper. Bricks at the moment are $4.75 each. And when I built my kiln, they built bricks for $3.25 each. So it would be substantially more expensive to build that kiln today than it did a couple years ago when I did it. But that was all before COVID. So I kind of was able to do that. And then material-wise, this clay body, for 50 pounds of it, which is one box, puts you back $67 for a single box of clay. And I go through quite a bit of clay. I'd say I go through about 700 pounds every 3 months or so, 4 months. And then you have to talk about glaze. Are you making your own glaze, or are you buying pre-built pints? If you're making your own, you have to buy a lot of dry goods and materials. Some are more expensive than the others. If you're buying stuff that has like a lithium in it, so pedalate or spodumene, as a fluxing agent for your glazes, they're expensive right now because everybody's buying stuff like that. And so, how do you just remove someone? Oh, there we go. I guess I should get a moderator at some point. So it can be expensive, and the pints will put you back like $12 to $16 each. So it adds up. So it really, even if you got all the equipment, the price doesn't end there. And then let's talk about the amount of wood it costs to fire a wood kiln. So I use half a quart of wood. A quart of wood, if I buy it, costs me around $300. Well, he's blocked, is what it is. I don't really care. If you're doing gas, it's going to cost you, for a nice big gas kiln, it's going to put you back around $300 per firing as well, maybe $350, at least if you're in my area. Electric kilns are cheap. Cheap. It's like, what's with these people who are just saying things back to back to back? Is it just the same person? I don't mind trolls, but that's just lame. Say something interesting. Oh yeah, it's so, and here's the kicker. There is no money in this. There's nothing. So it is really, really, really hard to be a full-time potter. I don't recommend it to anybody. If I didn't, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. That just came off the bottom. It wasn't fused to the bat. Well, shoot. I don't have any more clay in my studio, unless this clay is enough. That was weird. You have to enjoy it. I mean, if you tried to, let me go see how much clay this is. This isn't good stuff, but it's the last bit of clay. I can't reuse this. It's too wet. And since it's so cold, oh hell yeah, this is a perfect amount. Okay, we're in business. It's a little wet, but you know, is what it is. Well, I should probably not do this with wet hands. This might not even work, and if it doesn't work, we'll just make one of these cups. It's not a big deal. Very cool. Best pottery, eh? Nice. Good on you, bud. Best is such a weird term. Like, how do you quantify what something is, you know? Is it like, how is something good or bad or whatever? You know, the stuff that I think is really great, no one necessarily cares about. And people can't tell the difference between atmospherically fired something and gas reduction fired something and electric fired something. They just like it or they don't like it. Hold on, my phone is now covered in clay, so I can't actually see anything. I should have brought down my computer so I could. Oh God, I just made it so much worse. All right, whatever. There's a ton of air bubbles in here, but here's a fun fact about pottery. Air bubbles are kind of a annoying thing to deal with, but they're not your enemy. Like, they make your life kind of annoying and horrible and blah, 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 but they're not a big deal. They don't explode in the kiln. They don't cause really any issue if you deal with them at the correct time. You pop them later. Pop everything when it's leather hard. You try to do it now, you're out of luck and have a bad time. Air bubbles do not cause explosions in kilns. That's just a myth. There's a ton of weird myths in pottery that I really, it just constantly spread by misinformation of hobby potters to hobby potters. No pottery at all? Yeah, whatever. You don't need it. It's only moderately enjoyable. All right, cool. All right, let's torch this. And then we're gonna trim the two interiors, and then we're gonna insert them into the exteriors. And then we're gonna trim the exteriors, and then we're going to poke holes. Lots of holes. I usually do a flower pattern. You can see the flower pattern on my website. I have a few left. But we're gonna do a different pattern. We're gonna do our holy pattern that's just the entire thing is holes. Christina, what's up? How are ya? I'm sure it's great weather there. I have not been to Spain. The whistles are going to be $500, the big ones. They're going to start at $500. They're such a pain to make, and whistles are not my thing. I only did whistles because, here's a fun fact. I've only made like 17 whistles ever in my entire life. My interest is in teaware, not whistles. But the internet was so into the whistles, I was like, all right, I'll make a couple whistles for the next few firings. But, you know, so they're going to start at 500. Which cup is yours? I can never remember. Oh my God, my Coke. Okay, I need some clean water. Hold on. I'm losing. It's now even messier because I cleaned it with. I cleaned the screen with an unclean sponge. Hold on. It's just I'm making everything worse. Ah, man. Those trolls making me have to touch my screen when I had clay hands. Mistakes were made. Ah. That's all right. Whatever. You guys didn't really want to hear what I'm saying anyway. Me? I'm just some random dude with a hoodie on who
pretends he knows what he's talking about when it goes to pottery. Also, anything I say when it comes to actually making this stuff, don't listen to it. A grain of sand, a grain of salt. What's the saying? Something about salt. Something about a particle of something. Oh, hey, Danny, what's up? And my screen is covered in clay. I kind of see it. I'm glad your profile picture's that. Pinch of salt? Is that what people say? Is it a pinch of salt? It's not a grain of salt or a grain of sand? They take it with a pinch of salt. Is that the saying? That's no way. What? Invite me to Scotland. I want to come to Scotland. Oh my god, I'm so ready for these questions, though I can barely see anything, so come on, I'm so ready for it. Nice! I forgot that you're into climbing. That's awesome. How's the climbing going? Oh, I'm doing great. You know, I'm feeling good. I'm off the bad streak that we had a couple weeks ago, so I hope you're doing well. Salted sand. What? My eyes? No, couldn't be me. I'm not talking about this guy, right? Did I miss something? Like, literally, my screen is covered in slip. I can't see. I can't see anything. Wait, let me torch this so I don't have to put my face so close to the torch. I can't. I sell all my pottery. Oh, wait, I can show you a plate. Here's a plate I made 7 years ago. there's no glaze on this. This is the cool thing. It was a 4-day firing, maybe 3 feet of snow, just me and this other dude taking 12-hour shifts. My toes felt like they were going to fall off. I thought I had frostbite at the end of it. It was a schlop. There's a scary lizard behind me? Oh my god. Oh, I can't complain. I will say I'm glad I'm not alone on the confusion on which one it is. I'm truly losing my mind with how gross my screen is, though. I'm gonna wash you guys off with this extendo thing. Hold on, let me just get a little scrub it in here. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Oh, there we go. Me? America? Yeah. I know you can. Let's hear the questions about clay. I'm not as interested in those ones, but I'll hear you out. Let's try it. Am I supposed to say stuff like that? I'm new to YouTube, guys. I don't know if I'm supposed to beg for likes and stuff. What am I doing? Hold on. I have to readjust. I'm all over the place. I need this, because we need this to trim. Right? I totally agree with you, Christina. What kind of tip would you like for your wild clay? I don't know how to set up a donation button. This is my 4th ever live stream on YouTube. I have no idea. I kind of assumed it was the same to the other stuff, so I didn't have to do anything. That's awesome. Is it just is your wild clay terracotta? I know, Danny. I appreciate you. You've been here since the start. You and Purple, whose name I'm for some reason forgetting, and Corey, but that's different. Good. Oh my God, coffee donations. What? Okay, well, I'll set everything up later. I assume that I can't do it right now. So. You like the whistle? Cool, I appreciate it. Happy New Year. Appreciate it. Like I said, the whistles they're fun. I don't know how many I'm gonna make. I think I'm gonna make like 10. If they all sell, I'll make more. I don't even know if they'll survive the drying. We're making double-walled cups. Guys, I have no idea how to set up donations. If you want to, awesome. If you don't want to, awesome. We're just hanging out, you know, making pottery. Me? No. Ghost? No. What's it about? Is it about ghosts? Amanda, I don't know how to change it. How are you? I have no idea about the rice water and your wild clay. The whistles are probably going to start at $500 and then go up from there depending on sound and everything and how they actually look when they're done. Gotcha. Yeah, definitely a terracotta. You might be able to fire. So a buddy of mine brought some cool wild clay over here from locally for me, and I fired it to cone 6 and it started melting. But I bet you could hit it to cone 4 and have this like really nice self-glazed terracotta. Thanks. Alright, so we're rounding off the bottom of this guy. Ah! Whatever. You know what? That's thin enough anyway. It does say Mom on Cats. It's a tattoo company. It's ripped, but it has a nice tattoo of a kitty cat with tattoos on it on his back, on my back. Sounds good. Alright, so I'm gonna stamp this guy with a fishy on the bottom here. Actually, I want to get rid of this. Whatever, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I used to buy slides from them too. There's a little fishy on the bottom, because this will be exposed through the clay. I was always kind of thinking, like, if I was thinking another tattoo, I would get like maybe like that kind of tattoo style. This was not torched enough. That or some flowers, you know? I refuse, Garden. I will never watch that movie. How many years people have been telling me to watch that movie, Garden? Since I started streaming on Periscope like 10 years ago. People have been asking me if I've seen that movie. I refuse. I will never out of principle watch it. The closest I'll get is the community version of it, where the guy's saying that you're not allowed to talk about Ghost in his pottery class. Nice. It was constant, right? Danny was like literally every single person that came in asked me where Patrick Swayze was. And it was like, exactly. Yeah, the only good version of that that's come out of the ghost thing is the community thing, the community skit. That being said, I assume Ghost helped popularize pottery from its like sex appeal, which if you're a pervert, like I assume most of you guys are, you're probably into the sexy part of it. Wait, how is Harry Potter? Oh, just because his name's Harry Potter? I guess people have said that to me in the past, and I've never really understood it outside the name. But Danny, thank you, appreciate that. That's what I was thinking too. Seems very counterintuitive to go pay for a movie when you can just watch me for free. I don't have some sexy dude wait, who's behind? Wait, was it Patrick Swayze or Demi Moore who actually threw the pots? Who's the sexy person who needs to be behind me? I know you are, Amanda. I said it specifically for you. Exactly. Yeah. Alright, whatever. Good enough. You're not gonna see this anyway. I mean, you'll see it kind of because there's gonna be a bunch of holes everywhere, but you're not gonna really see it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm throwing at you? Alright. Let's insert one of the pieces to the other piece. Yeah. So we're looking for a hot Patrick Swayze to be behind me right now. I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed as long as it's from that era and he's not an old man. Is he alive still? Patrick Swayze's still alive? I don't even know when that movie came out. Alright, how do I do this again? It's been a minute. You're all yours. Yeah. I gotta find something funny to do. I don't know why this is making me think of it, but I want to find something funny to do for Valentine's Day. The thing that happens in April, April 1st, April Fool's Day. I want to do something funny. I always do like a funny glaze video. Oh, he did die? Bummer. Gotcha. Damn. All right. Definitely don't want him behind me then. I want to do something funny for. I always do a glazing video, and I'm not entirely sure what I should do this year. I always do one where I like microwave the stuff in the kiln, or I put one in my oven a couple years ago. So I'm not really sure what to do, but I kind of want to do something else that's not glaze related, but that's the easiest one to be like kind of have you going. It seems like it might be legit for a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna pay attention for half a second because, so there's some crackage here, just from some serious warpage. I'm gonna trim the top with an undulation to have it match. And then we're gonna try to put it together, but I have a feeling this one's gonna just go and crumble. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm into the wobbles, but I'm not into the fact that it might collapse on us. Wow. I didn't connect them enough. No! I've never done that before. Wow. Of all the double-walled pots, I guess it was bound to happen at some point. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep this one. Hold on. Yeah, I think it might be a goner. You know, that's the thing about these double-walled pots. They're finicky. Yeah, it's a goner. Mostly because it's just stupid looking. Unless we're into this, do we like this? Is this, you know. No, I don't watch TV. Or movies. Or consume really any kind of media. Oh, I lost the tool. I don't know which tool. Oh, there it is. Yeah, wow. No. We're gonna cut this one in half, and then you guys can see what the interior looks like. Look. Come here, buddy. Yeah, that was a first for me. So that's what these look like on the interior, and the idea was that we were going to poke out holes all the way through. But you know, oh, I didn't trim this yet. But you know, kind of cool, right? So that is what these double wall pieces look like. If I, yeah. That's actually a nice example piece. I actually might keep that, one of these sections, as just kind of like a, how double-walled stuff is if they stand. All right, well, whatever. It gives us less work to do, I guess. All right. Let's try that again. No one saw that. Let's hope that this other one actually is the right size. Maybe I shouldn't have come into the studio today. Whatever, I'm enjoying myself. Who needed to make money today anyway? Oh, God. Yeah, the insides are kind of cool, and you know, it would be a lot thinner on the bottom part, obviously, because we didn't get to the trimming stage yet for the exterior. So it's kind of, what I will say is a slight bummer that it didn't break farther in, so I could have cut it once it was trimmed to really have a nice, kind of like a demo piece to show what they look like, you know? Not really. So I only came in here because I thought I was going to have a private student today, but my studio is so cold, which is why I'm in a hoodie and a hat on, that I canceled on her because I don't have enough wood to really heat it to get it hot enough for her to be comfortable in here. It's going to get into the 40s next week, so I will start then, like doing a bigger production line. But until then, I'm going to be kind of like spottily here and there and all over the place. That'd be great. She's sound asleep right in front of me. Very happy over there. All right, let's see if I mess this one up too. I have 3 firings between March and April, 2 wood firings and a soda firing, so I need to make a bunch of stuff, but I'm in Connecticut. Good, yeah. No, I'm planning on, I'm bored of streaming on TikTok and I don't like streaming on Instagram. So I'll be here a lot. You guys, like I said, I'm not saying you guys specifically are toxic, but I like the slightly more unregulated conversation that we've been having today than I usually have on TikTok or Instagram. Like on Instagram, it's just like, how do you make this? And blah, 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 pottery. Who wants to talk about pottery? I don't want to talk about pottery. You know, it's like I'm just making it. I don't want to talk about it. That's why I'm talking to you guys. That's amazing. Yeah, well, you can get rid of it now because I'm not going to be doing lives over there anymore. Yeah, I don't really want to. I get like 3 people on the lives now on TikTok, and it's like whatever. I mean, it's is what and it's the same. It's you guys. It's Christina. It's Amanda. It's Danny. And we just got to get Brian, and we'll be set. You know. Are you? I hope I'm not going to. I have to take. So in the winter, I take a snowboarding job, and tomorrow, we have an all-day thing at the mountain with the kids. I have to go grab them at like 9 a.m. And they're having like a day of multiple tournaments, and then they have this award session thing, and blah blah blah. It's gonna be really fun for them. It's gonna be fine for me. The problem is that I have to make sure no one dies. It's my one job there. How much do you want to spend? Oh my God, Jeff. Been waiting for you all my life. No, I mean, like, if Brian doesn't come, it's okay too. Don't tell him I said that. Yeah, not dying is great. Yeah, you can spend $1,000 and get a wheel. You can buy the VL Lite for $1,000. It's a solid wheel. Am I sporty? Am I sporty, Danny? Would you consider me sporty? Yeah, the Shimpo VL Lite is a solid sub $1,000 wheel. Yeah, I feel the same way, Christina. You know, and I've also just noticed that people aren't on there as much, and the content is kind of weird, and there's so many more ads. I'm not missing it. I don't even have the app in my like screen anymore. I have to search for it on my phone if I want to use it. Yeah, I don't think sporty necessarily. Jaden, you know who I voted for. I'm a dude who makes pottery. You don't need to ask those questions. It's very clear. Awesome. Good luck. Yeah, I guess I do a lot of sporty things, but I don't know if sporty is the right term. Outdoorsy, like weird only child energy. You know, does that work? Appreciate it, Jeff. Oh my God, what a great crowd today. Yeah, I'm liking it way more over here. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna poke a hole somewhere. Oh, I said we were gonna do holes everywhere though. Hold on, I have to think about this. I haven't done this in a million years. We might not be able to, depending on how the bottom looks, but we're gonna plan on doing it, which means I'm gonna make a, well, I'm not gonna look at you guys for half a second. I'm gonna make a line all the way around as a guide, because we're gonna try, this one is 100% not gonna work, by the way, because I want to go back to my really old ones where the holes were like right next to each other. I mean, scarily close to each other, because it's so much prettier. The success rate's like maybe 1 in 4, 1 in 5 actually work. So this is not going to work unless we get super lucky. Right? The ads were insane. Well, I do play a lot of sports, Danny. I just don't, I don't know. I do everything left-handed now, so. What a weird situation, Jaden. I make pottery. I make pottery. I'm a dude full-time making pottery. It's very clear who I voted for. Come on. Thanks, Christina. Yeah, I poked a lot of holes in my life. Way too many holes. All right. We're gonna poke one hole here, and then I have to torch this thing. There's our one hole. I don't have examples here, so you guys will find out eventually what this looks like. Yeah. I know who your dad voted for. I can tell right now. I can't tell about your mom. Seems very divided. Yeah, I know. That's that was very implied. You know, Jeff, I can't complain. I poke holes all day. I hang out. I go fishing with my dog. I drink tea. I talk to you people. I live a hermited life. I don't have to see people if I don't want to. I have a subtropical greenhouse with a bunch of fruit. I spend most of my time outside. It's not bad. I live like a retired old man that doesn't make any money. It's a pretty sweet life. Alright. I don't know why. This kid's getting on my nerves. Boom. Blocked. As much as I like people, you know, I usually don't like blocking people, but not very interesting to me. All right, let's trim this thing and let's poke out some holes. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I've lucked out for so many reasons. Yeah, I don't mind if they want to be like mildly toxic. It's the one thing that I'm not cool with, outside of everything else that they stand for. If they spouse feeling their ideals, it's just not interesting. Be more creative with the trolling. Say something about how pretty my eyes are. That's a troll, right? Well, I heard it once today, guys. There's slack in here. Nice. That's awesome. Never considered myself a designer before. How far does it go back? I have no idea. Far. It's like, and then everybody stole it from everybody else. It's like, Japan stole pottery from Korea and tea from from China, and then touted that they did everything themselves. And so it's like, then you go back to China, to Korea, but then, there's pottery from Greece, and then there's pottery from here and there, and everybody was doing it. So it's like, it's so long ago. I was trying to bait someone into giving me a compliment, Amanda. And clearly it didn't work. One day I'll be able to trick someone into complimenting me. Today's not the day, and that's okay. What kind of plants do you have, Danny? Very upsetting. I found scale on my ficus, and that had dripped onto my one of my orchids. And so I spent 2.5 hours scrubbing every single leaf with neem oil of my orchid and my ficus. Very upsetting. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't actually want compliments. Ah, now I don't know what to do. I don't know how to take compliments well. I'm worse at taking compliments than I am at taking insults. I'm having one of those days. It's a pretty good day. It's just failing miserably at pottery, but having a good day. Yeah. Just happy, thanks. Scale is that like it's really small and it's almost transparent. It's translucent when it's baby, and it creates a hard brown shell at the end, and then it poops black sooty mold, and so the sooty mold gets on your leaves, and then they can't gain any sunlight from them, and they die. And then there's also a woolly version of it that is horrible, but luckily I don't have that one up there. I just have that in my greenhouse. So. That's awesome. You should be. That's fantastic. Famous lobster fisherman. I think it's just because he's. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't see it. The guy who says Egger all the time, right? That guy? When he ever picks up a female lobster. And I'm pretty sure we only look the same because I'm wearing a hood. He has black hair. I'm blonde. And I cut off all my hair today. Got nothing. It's all gone. All right, let's see how far down I went. Did I screw up? Are we good? Can we do this? All right, hold on. Let me poke through here. See how bad we did. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, this isn't bad. Christina, you'd be proud of me. I think you'd be impressed. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, let me take off my hat. See, I cut it all off. It was up to here. He actually went down too far. I mean, he literally just kept going, and my hair grows back, so whatever. I don't stop the dude. He charges $13. Yeah. I sometimes, occasionally. Oh yeah. Yeah, the hair will come back. I'm not a big. My hair grows so fast. I just listen. There's a dude in front of me getting a haircut first, and he wouldn't stop talking about how fast his hair grows because he consumes so much protein. And he was just talking about his like healthy lifestyle where he's consuming like crazy amounts of protein every day. And I was like, God, why are you talking about this? And the dude who's cutting his hair, who I've been going to for a million years, I just was watching his eyes just glaze over, just him saying, that's cool, it's very, protein, yeah, cool, very cool. It was a weird conversation. Thank you, Christina. Okay, all right, enough with the compliments. I can't handle it. I don't know how to take a compliment. You guys know this already. All right, I'm gonna trim the inside of this a little bit, make my life a little bit easier. Unless, you know what? I was gonna go all the way down to the bottom with the holes, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna just stop right here. I'm gonna make a line so I know to stop around here. Because I think if I do that, then it'll be kind of nice. Miriam, obviously. Everybody likes someone who plays with fire. Arson's fire, right? Or is that something different? Awesome, Mork. What a name, by the way. Love it. mini banding wheel. Turn off that wheel. All right, so I'm almost 100% sure this is gonna break because I'm gonna make these holes really close together. I'm gonna do as close as I physically can, and I'm not gonna sand it now because I'm also 100% sure that if I try to sand this with my sponge, even though it's gonna save a lot of time later on, it will break because I'm gonna do it so tight. But they look so much better when they're tight. We have not done any holes like this ever during the live streams on TikTok and stuff, so. Jacob? No, I don't know who that is. Who's that? There, Danny. Yeah, this is porcelain. This is a cone 10 porcelain. I'm going to fire to cone 12. Hold on, I need to put another log on my fire. Just look at this pot with a hole in it real quick. Oh wait, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to waste wood because I don't have enough. So we're just going to close that down. Free my little dog from her jacket. Okay, all right, this is gonna take a while. This is the really boring part, so bear with me. No, Jeff, I refuse. All right. You're not gonna be able to actually see what I'm doing until it's already done. I mean, you know what I'm doing though. I'm putting a hole in it. And unlike the stuff we were doing before, I really can't let these fall through. It's going to be kind of a nightmare because there's so many, I can't hide them. All right, there's our start. So we're going to do that from here all the way down to this line here, all the way around the entire pot. This one takes a bit more concentration for me, so I will not be looking as much at the camera because, again, I need to, after this live, I'm going to figure out how to let someone buy me tea and increase the font size because I hate how small it is here. Also, I don't know if you have any interest in it, Christina or Amanda, if you want to be moderators, if you have any interest. Not that we really need moderation and I like these trolley people, but it would probably be good to have considering the quality of fine folk we've had today. Jeff, you gotta earn your keep. They've been around forever. Man, adding holes and undulating pots, blah. Oh man, it's like every time I do this, I'm worried. I kind of figured you would, Amanda. All right, cool. Boop. It doesn't, that makes total sense to me, Jeff.
there's a mean sounding dog outside. There's this dog that roams the property, the streets around here. Oh, actually, hold on, I really can't talk for a second. Oh God. All right, first row done. Let's do like 20 more rows. Hot, nice. Oh, biopsies, gotta love it. How long you do that for? Not the biopsy part, the doctor stuff. Wow. Honestly, I'm kind of happy that the other one didn't work out. I'm getting bored, and I think if we had the other one, I probably would have just put flowers in it and called it a day because I don't think I would have had the patience to do this all the way through. Wow, wow, wow. Not too bad. Wow, this clay is acting, I'm going to jinx myself by saying this, but this clay is actually acting surprisingly well. I decided to not wedge in silica sand. And it seems like there's still silica sand in here somehow. I don't really understand how. Oh yeah, it looks good though, right? Yeah, well, yeah, maybe in a different day, I'll get bored of pottery and I'll do something else. Or I'll learn that I need to make more money. There's, like I said, there's no money in this. Um, I did. I don't, you know, what got me over it was sheer willpower because I didn't, I was liking how smooth the results were of the non-silica sanded one that I was just like, I need to get over this sensory issue. So I just forced myself over it. It always sucks for a little bit and then you can get through it. Oh, exposure, whatever. It's how I got over my fear of heights and my fear of the dark and open water and all that fun stuff. It's just doing it until I wasn't scared anymore. Also, it's kind of related, but not really, but kind of. I really enjoy being bad at things. Um, and so a fear is like being bad at something that you can improve upon. in my mind. And so I can kind of justify it that way and turn it into some kind of an enjoyable thing. I know I got off topic from a sensory issue, but you know, the walls are actually thick enough, I might be able to, even though they're this close together, I might be able to sponge it a little bit, which would be nice. I'm not going to play any songs because if I do, I'm not going to be able to monetize this live stream after the fact. I'm listening to music, you guys can't, but... What do you mean, a head trip choice? Well, Jeff, I got some stuff on my website, but all this stuff will be available in April. Yep, I also teach lessons. Remote lessons on Zoom or in person, if you're feeling that. And I will eventually, in the next 5 years or so, start hosting retreats at my spot. And I'm going to start doing a sure am. Yeah, you got to wait 5 years-ish though. And I'm going to be doing a once monthly tea event starting soon. I keep putting it off. But come on, buddy, don't go in. Come on, come out. So some cool stuff will be happening. You know what? It's the hard one is trying to get this layer close to that layer. It's easier to get this, but this is the sketchy one because the one above is thinner than the one below, and so when you push into it, you need to push in 2 different levels of like pressure as you rotate around. It's really kind of annoying. I screwed up. So I can't get 2 holes in here. They're too far apart. So what we're gonna do is just split difference. It's gonna be a big gap. And you know, the thing is when it gets glazed over and everything, you're not gonna really be able to tell that one of them is screwed up. So we're just gonna put in the middle there. I know it looks weird now, but later on you won't even know. So we're gonna start somewhere else in case we end somewhere else, so we don't want them stacked on top of each other. Oh yeah. Tea's wonderful. Can't go wrong with that. What do I drink? I drink 168 ounces of pu'er every day, and then I had 5 cups of matcha, and I'm probably gonna have some oolong for my evening tea. I make my matcha really light though, so. Oh yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not like I can fix it, and when these things are finished, you really don't even notice. There's so much variation because these are all atmospherically fired that, like, you're not gonna see 1 or 2 faults. The only people who would know about them are you guys, and potentially me if I even remember. I make so many of these that, like, I probably would see it. But I think unless you were looking for it, you're not going to see it.